Yo, figure I would, man, I really want to start shaking things up a little bit. I mean, not really shaking it up arbitrarily, but I do, 2019. Let's start changing up some patterns and whatnot. And now I would really like to get back on my schedule, right? And leaves a lot of blank space with the way that I've been running my channel. Hey, got some people in the room now. What's up, y'all? Um, I was just in the middle of saying that I kind of want to do things a little bit differently. And now that with the way that I've been catching my channel up, leaves a lot of blank space in between readings with the schedule that I got going on. And a lot of people like it when I hop on and chat. So I'm going to try to make it a point to get on here and say what's up and just chit chat with y'all. Maybe shoot the shit, answer some questions and whatnot. Might as well, So have nothing in particular to talk about. Um, Nothing in particular. Let's see, what is it? Is today the second or the third? Good Lord. I have no sense of time anymore. No sense of time. I think today's the second, right? Happy New Year to y'all, too. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Today's the second. Yeah, that's what I thought. Arizona is awesome. Arizona is awesome, Louise. It's awesome. I love it. I love it. Um, Virgo, love life gonna suck in 2019. I don't know. We'll see. I hope not, But if it does, it does. It is what it is. I don't create the situation. I think most of you know this. But somebody said, I don't remember. I was talking to somebody, wasn't really talking, but somebody said something the other day. I don't remember if it was in a comment section or a Facebook message or something that said, and I think they were just joking. So I'm not like coming down on anybody, but they said, give us Libras some luck or something like that. And I was like, hey, I don't create the situation. I just report it. No, there seriously have been people who like literally think that it's me that makes your situation happen. I've had some, but anyway, I don't know. I have a very heavy Virgo influence to answer your question. Hey, Veronica, thanks for the $5. Jenny, thank you for the $5. Rebecca, thank you for the $1.99. Thank you guys. Thank you all so much. Like I said, I came on completely unprepared, no topic in mind. I do have a reading to do today. I need to do the hump day, but I'm honestly not feeling it right now. So I'm probably going to wait until just a little bit later. I know a lot of people get impatient when I say that. Say, oh, no, do it now. I mean, I'm telling you right now, I'm just coming all the way real at you. If I do it right now, it's going to be shitty. It's going to be shitty. Hump day is, Jenny, hump day is a term for Wednesday. So there was these old commercials that this camel, who was it? Was that Geico or something? No, what was that? What was the commercial? What day is it? And the camel would go, hump day. So supposedly, like, hey, Paulette, thanks for the $1.99. I greatly appreciate it. Yeah, it's Geico. Tia, yeah, it was Geico. Hump day. And so it's like, okay, so you're going through the week, and then like you're going up, and then once you get to Wednesday, you're at the top of the hump, and then from Wednesday on is down. Thanks for the $9.99, Gum Boy. Is that your is that your username? That's cool, man. Is that your real name? That's pretty interesting. Appreciate it though, y'all. Appreciate it. Anyway, found your channel yesterday. Your readings are very good and helpful. I'm a Scorpion. Good and honest vibes. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much for the support. The honesty is, I think, is very important. I try not to. Man, I wish I could make them fluffy. I wish I could make the readings like all nice and fluffy and ooh you. But here, okay, so there's well, like I said in the last live, I pretty much unsubscribed to the vast majority of the tarot readers that I used to watch. Because I was subscribed to all of them, okay? And I'm not going to name like names of ones that I just don't like, but there are a few that I'm just, it's just kind of like, after a while, it's like, yeah, you suck. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't even know how to read the cards. It's like, ooh, you got the Seven of Swords. This means you have new love coming in. It's like, what? Like, I don't know, those of you who don't know about tarot, Seven of Swords, most commonly, okay? Not every time, but the most it's liar, being lied to, being deception, being deceived. It also can mean yes, strategically planning something. But in the card, the dude's stealing swords. Okay, so And that's just an example, though. Oh, Seven of Swords. Oh, this person loves you so much. It's like, like I've literally watched tarot readers do that. I swear to God. Like when I tell a story with it. Hey, see, that's the thing. That's when who just said that? Hang on, Kim. I like when you tell a story with it. Okay, that's the main thing. Like when I choose to hold off on a reading. See, the zone that I like to get into when I'm shuffling the cards and I'm thinking like Gemini, Gemini. So I'll kind of run through my mind maybe a list of like 10 Geminis that I know. And I'll say Gemini, and then I'll just start getting the feeling, and I'll just start getting these feelings and like little flashes and little, and I'll kind of look at the cards as I'm shuffling, and every now and then one will stand out, and I'll be like, oh, okay. So I'll start getting these little visions, little ideas, and then as the cards come out, I like to be able to take like 2 or 3 cards and say, okay, and put a storyline with it and an analogy, and be able to explain it that way. And when I'm feeling like doo-doo, like I am right now, because I slept like shit last night. I did not sleep good last night. I wouldn't be able to do that very well. It would come out like shit. How did I start tarot? Okay. All right. I've told this story so many times. Oops. I keep hitting the wrong button. Thank you for the $2, Shay. Thank you. I appreciate it. The way I started tarot. Okay. So I'll go ahead and tell the whole story since I don't have anything to talk about. It dates back to this period of time when I was living out in Idaho. I've done lots of traveling, lots of bouncing around. Lots of stories you'll hear me tell involve living in a strange state or strange city, Anyway, I'm living in Idaho, and the roommate that I'm living with has this friend. She calls me up and she says, hey, I got this friend coming over. Oh, okay, cool. So the friend comes over and she kind of looks at me and she says, which by the way is the same friend that I posted the GoFundMe page for on Facebook. She lost her son. And by the way, if you go to my Facebook and see the GoFundMe page I posted, show her some love, show her some support. Okay, she's going through it right now. Well, anyway, this lady came over and she said, can I read for you? And me, I'm kind of like, sure, I have no clue what she's talking about. She's like, you have a really, really strong energy. I could read you like a book. My readings are accurate, this and that. And I'm just kind of like playing cool. I really honestly have no idea what she's talking about. Yeah, that's cool, whoop-de-whoop, So a few days later, she hits me up and she says, hey, can we still do that? Can I read for you? I said, yeah, sure. So she picks me up and takes me to her house in Idaho. I was living in Pocatello, Idaho, and she took me to the other end of town. It was a little place called Chubbuck. And for any of you who are from there, I lived there for quite some time. Well, about 5 months I lived there in Pocatello. And so she just starts shuffling these cards, right? But she was more than a tarot reader. She's a psychic medium, okay? So she starts shuffling cards and she's asking me questions and telling me things about my childhood and about people in my family and people who have passed on from my family. I just met this lady. I'm from Indiana, I live, 2,000 miles away from there now. And this lady that I just met, 2,000 miles away from where I grew up, is telling me about my childhood and habits and things that people would say and do and things that I've been through. And I'm like, trying to play it cool, but I'm like, oh my God, what is she? And she's just shuffling these cards. And just starts laying them out and telling me, oh, okay, well, you went through this in the past. But she does it better than like a general tarot reading on a video. She was telling me explicit details and dates and times. And I'm just sitting there like, like just blown away. So at that point, it like, man, this tarot thing, because I knew what she was doing at that point when I saw what she was doing. She's reading tarot cards. And that kind of stuck with me. And that was, I don't remember the exact month. That was probably, I want to say, January maybe? About January. I want to say it was probably about January of 2016. So that made an impression, right? Well, if we fast forward to December of 2017, I'd already moved to Maine and had this YouTube channel up and going, of course, and I was doing videos on like Aquarius and astrology and whatnot. And I kept seeing all the tarot videos like in my recommended videos. And I remember thinking, okay, this tarot shit, holy hell, but there is no way that, so I ignored them for the longest time, probably for a couple of months. So it probably actually strings back to about October or November. But in December, though, I finally said, man, you know what? I wonder what that's all about. So I clicked on it, and I'm sitting there listening to it, and I posted it on Facebook. If y'all want to go to my Facebook profile, Carol's Universe, the Aquarius reading for December of 2017 was the first video I ever clicked on. And I was like, whoa! It broke down this whole situation about this particular individual who, like, I accidentally fell head over heels in love with and hid it the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I pretended I wasn't, she pretended she wasn't. Or she probably didn't fall as hard for me as I did for her. She caught some feelings, you know what I'm saying? And she probably knew that I had a couple of feelings here and there, but she didn't know how, like, seriously that was the most intense thing I've ever felt in my life, But I just completely hid it and didn't, But anyway, so it broke that whole situation down and, like, told every little detail. And at that moment, like, my jaw was hanging on the floor. I'm like, whoa. So at that point, I got hooked on them. I got hooked on these tarot videos. And I subscribed to Carol's Universe, and I started watching her. And then after that, more people started popping up. That's when, like, the Illest Illuminator popped up, the Quietest Revolution. Those were the first three. I remember the last time I was trying to remember the first three, and I forgot the third one. It was the Quietest Revolution. Carol's Universe, the Illest Illuminator, and the Quietest Revolution were the first three tarot channels that I started, like, watching. And they were pretty much all telling the same story, like, beat for beat for beat for beat. And then, of course, as the months rolled on, of course, all the other tarot readers are popping up, A Mystical Moment, Rambling Mike, you know what I'm saying? All those people. And I'm subscribing to all of them, just addicted to all these different. But, man, I started getting frustrated. So I was like, dude, y'all are getting the story, but there's just a few little things that I'm not agreeing with, And I'm like, dude, I'm not feeling this. Like, I'm going to learn this shit myself. Watch me. Because we lived, like, maybe a mile away from this little crystal shop that the girl I was with in Maine, she was, like, real good friends with the owners and the managers and whatnot, like, really good friends with them. And we used to go up there all the time. So I knew they sold tarot decks. So I finally told her, I said, will you please take me up there? I want to get a tarot deck, And she said, sure. So I went up there and I got a tarot deck and I just started learning myself, And basically I was, in the meantime, though, I was making other videos on Aquarius and other things. A lot of the videos I deleted from this channel, but I was making other videos. Behind the scenes, though, I'm learning tarot. I'm learning how to read the cards. I'm watching all these different tarot channels. And then right around the time that I felt like, man, my channel's, like, getting stagnant. I don't really have anything to talk about. Right now, I only have to my name, like, 3 decks right now. But when I left Maine, I had, like, 10. But anyway, so around the time that I kind of felt like I didn't have anything left to talk about on my channel, I started feeling universe being like, hey, read tarot. And I said, no, fuck no. That's a bandwagon. There is no way I'm joining a bandwagon. There's no way. No way I'm joining a bandwagon. So I want to say for about 3 or 4 months, dude, I sat and fought against it and fought against it. And finally I was like, okay, like, I cannot shake this feeling to start reading tarot on YouTube. This is going to be the most embarrassing thing I've ever done in my life. But okay, all right. So my girlfriend at the time had a 14-year-old daughter, and this was in the summertime, so I was going to wait until she started school. She started school on September 29th, or no, August 29th. And I said to myself, and I even made a couple of videos announcing it. I said, okay, well, I'm going to be reading tarot. I'm going to start August 29th because that was the day she started school. And I knew, because I just didn't want to do it in front of anybody. I'm telling you, I did not want to read tarot. But I just kept feeling the nudge to do it. And I just said, okay, I'm gonna pop off 12 signs and do kind of like what I've been seeing, from, the readers, my favorite readers. Like the Illest Illuminator and not really the Quietest Revolution, not really much of her, but mainly, like I said in the last video, if you go back to the beginning of my channel, go back and look. My first, like, If you go back and look through all my videos, they change month to month to month. I do something different, you know. But when go back to the beginning of my channel, it was the Illest Illuminator. It's like, I was just like, man, but nobody ever picked that up. That I was basically like not really copying off of her, but like what I did. If you go back to my very first tarot video, go back and watch that, and go back like 3 or 4 months and look at the Illest Illuminator and compare the two of us. And yeah, so I did that, and I popped off 12 signs, and I did not read the comments. I didn't read the comments for like, oh, I don't know how long. I don't know how long, but for the longest time I was so scared. I was like, oh my God, it's gonna be so stupid, you know? And by the time I looked, yes, the Illest is the best. Hey, she just came back. Yes, she did. It was so cool. So cool. Right after I did that live, where I said, man, I hope she didn't quit. Like, what, a couple days later, a day or two later, there she's back. And it was like, hey, there you are. Fuck yeah. And, you know, she responded to, hello, my fellow colleague. And I was like, hell yeah, that's so cool. Hey, yeah, Nina. But anyway, though, I wasn't ignoring comments, y'all. I was looking away because I wanted to tell the story. So I'm going to cut back on telling that story. I want to try to tell that as little as possible. It's on here. If anybody wants to know how I read tarot, I have a video titled How I Started Reading Tarot. And I basically, essentially told the exact same story that I just told now. And if you can find it down there. But it's a real long story. What's my sign? I'm an Aquarius sun, Virgo moon, Virgo rising, Venus and Pisces. Ordered a tarot book online. Trying to find a good deck. Any recommendations? Yeah, Melissa, the one that I learned on was Tarot of Dreams. My first big set was the Tattoo Tarot, and that was pretty cool. But for some reason, I just wasn't feeling it all the way. And to be honest with you, I was trying to cut lots of corners. I was trying to like figure out short, little, quick, easy ways to learn. But I'll be 100% honest with you. Finally, one day, I was so hell-bent and determined on learning it that I took the Tarot of Dreams. Tarot of Dreams. Go to Amazon.com. And no, I'm not affiliated with them, so I'm not going to give you a link, so I don't get paid for it. But go to Amazon.com and type in Tarot of Dreams and order that deck. And I separated out the major arcana, the minor arcana. I separated them out by the cups, the swords, the wands, and the pentacles, and in order, you know, from the beginning of the book to the end. I took the card and read the book, and looked at the card and read the book. And I did that one whole day. A whole day. It took me about 9 hours. And I went through the entire book, and it stuck. It stuck. So anyway, sure, it was written, the written path for your life. Yeah, probably. That's why. Damn, I keep accidentally hitting every time I try to hit the down button. Yeah, it was. That's why the individual who, I mean, it really hurt. That's the funny thing about it too. Is that, yes, it was inspired from heartbreak, and the individual that basically, there were several different, okay, I know I name a lot of names off, you know, I'll say, okay, this person inspired me, but really, like, if it wouldn't have been for me, not even really like necessarily getting my heart broken per se, but like, if it wasn't for that situation with that particular woman, you know, now, for the longest time, I sat and I questioned, why did I have to feel those feelings? That made no sense, you know? And now, I remember the day that the light flicked on in my head. This is why. This is why, right here. This is why. That's what I've heard. I don't remember where I heard it. It was like some kind of spiritual speech where somebody talked about a soulmate. Like, okay, so when you first go to incarnate, of course you got a plan, right? You come in here with a plan. And you also have lots of backup plans, okay? Because there is free will in place. And I'd never heard of this before, a bump contract. And to be honest with you, I don't remember who said that. I really don't remember who said that. But a few months ago, and it made perfect sense. I was like, that's what that was. It was a bump contract. Like, if you are so lost and so like off your path, before you get down there, you say, hey, if I get too lost, will you like bump me onto my path? you know? And I'm sorry, the way it works here in this life is we really don't get the message until we are put through some emotional shit, right? That's what teaches us the biggest lessons and moves us into, you know, what it is we're supposed to learn is the emotional shit, right? And that's what I consider that. So now it's like I'm not even upset about it anymore. Now I completely and totally understand what that whole situation was about. It was a bump contract to bump me into doing this, you know? You know? So anywho, my hair's in a pony. Nah, it's in a little bun, a little man bun, you know? Oh, you got a man bun. Yeah, sure do. Anyway, Wrecking Ball Soulmates. I don't know what bump contract. Hang on. Phoenix patron. That's not a term I've heard. Hey, Phoenix patron or whatever. Yeah, I hadn't either. I study all kinds of things in the spiritual department, you know, and I take into account lots of different things, and I never heard that either. But dude, I swear I wish I could remember who this was. I do not remember the speech. I don't remember the person that it was. I don't even remember if I saw it on Facebook or YouTube, but it was about 2 months ago. And thanks for the $19.99, Amber. Happy New Year. Thank you for your insight and gift. Reading the tarot, friend, always appreciated. Thank you very much, Amber. I greatly appreciate it. Have I heard of twin flames? Yes, I have. I have. Yes, I have. And that's a subject that I really don't like to touch on a whole lot because I feel it is severely misconstrued. Severely misconstrued. And, you know, just like just about everything in the spiritual community, a lot of the things are not worded right. You know, like I have a really big problem with people who are public figures like me. And I'm not going to sit and say that everybody does it on purpose, okay? I don't really believe that people are intentionally trying to lead you astray. But I was just talking to somebody about this earlier that, okay, so if you're trying to make a point, especially about something that's, you know, that relates to a density other than this, like one of the other sides, yes, the way they word things is very accurate. You know, the fluffy, the light, the woo-wah, you know, and all these terms. But in reality, if you really want to connect with the masses, most people don't know what in the hell any of that means, you know? Now, I'm not saying there's not fake people out there. There are a lot of fake people out there that are just in it for the money and just put on a complete and total bullshit front. Ooh, the light. Ooh, so fluffy, you know, and it's just, but you've really got to like, you got to just pay attention. And I mean, once you get into it, it's common sense. You can kind of tell who's genuine and who's not. But there are some people out there that really don't understand how to communicate with the masses and speak. I'm not saying that people are dumb. It's just that, well, people are dumb. I ain't gonna lie. There are some dumb people out there, but that's not what I'm saying. That's not the point I'm making here. Not assuming, don't go out there and assume that you are above the rest of the population. Okay, that's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying though is speak in terms that everybody can understand. Okay, that doesn't make them dumb. Just maybe they were raised around different kinds of people. Maybe they were raised in a different culture. Maybe, you know, just name it. You know, go through the list. Just speak in a way that everybody can connect to and relate to in one way or another. You know. And I don't really like how, you know, how some people just get on there and throw out all these fluffy spiritual terms that unless you have been on the spiritual awakening path for quite some time and you're already walking your own path, you don't understand what the hell it means. When somebody's really like at the very first step and they're trying to take their first step into the spiritual realm, you know, you don't really know what all that shit means. It's confusing. What's vibration mean? What is energy? You know, what is light? You know, tell me about light and how does light relate to you physically? Okay, how many light photons are in each strand of your DNA? How does that really, you know what I'm saying? So that's why well, whatever. See, anyway, that's why I don't talk about it a whole lot, Barbara, because most people don't follow it. Most people don't. That's why I talk about the things that I do the way that I do, because I'm not trying to mislead anybody. And, you know, if I start talking about shit that a bunch of people don't understand, then what good am I doing you? You know, you'll get it. It doesn't make anybody smarter than you. That's another thing I don't like too. That's another thing that pisses me off is, when spiritual people try to act like they're so much smarter and so much more awakened and whatnot. And, like you're below me. You're below me because I vibrate higher than you. Well, I got news for you. You're in physical form. I'm in physical form. So, in this density, if we're still in physical form, we're still within the same vibrational bracket, okay? You may be a little different, so we can't cross paths, but especially if I cross paths with you, if I'm looking you in the eye, we're vibrating on the same fucking frequency. If I'm talking to you, if I'm speaking to you, and you hear my voice, like on the phone or if we meet up in person, don't give me that, I vibrate higher than you. Motherfucker, no, we're sitting here talking, we vibrate on the same frequency. Like attracts like. It's just the way it works, So, anyway, next topic. Next topic. Thank you, Carrie. Thank you, Carrie. I try to be real. I try to keep it as real as possible. I try to, But, yeah, 25-minute video. I appreciate y'all tuning in and just listening to me babble. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. This Virgo loves how you keep it real. Hey, thank you. Recommended. Is it recommended to read for yourself? Okay, all right. Good question. Who said that? Hannah. I don't know how to pronounce your last name. Anyway, Hannah, is it recommended to read for yourself? No. A lot of people speculate on this, and let me tell you why. And I know, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and tell you the general consensus. Anybody will tell you that, well, if you read for yourself, you'll misinterpret the cards and insert your own personal bias, yada, yada, whoop-de-whoop. Okay, I get that some people are much better at detaching than others. And yes, that is true. The vast majority of the time, if you try to read for yourself, you will have a tendency to misread the cards and try to make it what you want it to be. But okay, let me add something in there that I don't think I've ever heard any other reader or anybody else say. Okay, if you are able to perform the separation between soul and ego that it takes to read a tarot reading, because it does require a separation of soul and spirit. Not like, I'm gonna go up into the fifth dimension. Some people do, but for me, it's just a quick little, let me pop out, If you're able to do that and see your own situation, you don't need tarot cards. Because if you were really able to do that and look at yourself, you would realize you're the one creating it. Okay? Most people are not consciously aware of how to create. Because you are creating every single thing that you experience. You created everything you've ever experienced. You're creating everything you're experiencing now, and everything you are going to experience is all you. Okay? It's a really hard pill for a lot of people to swallow. And if you are able to make that separation between soul and spirit and look at yourself and read it from a soul perspective, you don't need tarot cards. That would be like a director, like is writing a movie. And then he's like, well, shit, I don't know what the next line is going to be, so I got to go to a fucking psychic. I got to bust out the tarot cards to tell me what line I'm going to read next. No, it's it's you. You know what I'm saying? If you're that consciously aware of how to create your own future, you don't need tarot cards. You don't need the guidance of a psychic or, but that's, don't take it like you're ever going to reach this certain point where you just, because nobody does. I don't care how awake and all this that anybody tries to tell you that they are. Nobody becomes, the human brain is not even capable of doing that. The human brain is not. It is very capable of doing a lot of things, like once it gets in tune, but yeah, you're going to run into struggles, and you're going to need to seek guidance and help. And it's a hard pill to swallow. Sometimes I finally reached to the point to where, at first, because I do know how to manifest and consciously create, but I'm only a human. Of course I fuck shit up. You know what I'm saying? During my manifestations and whatnot, I'm a human. I think negative thoughts. I get in my own way all the time. And it's gotten to the point where it's like, okay, I'm not an expert, I'm not. So I'll seek guidance from time to time from another tarot reader or another psychic. I seek it, okay? That doesn't mean come to me with your readings, because, you can if you want, but, when I get bombarded by a bunch of tarot readings and every single one tells a different story, it's like, let me feel you out first, But orbs are angels. Have you been asking for? I don't know. I've been getting comments about having orbs in my videos since I very first started living up in Maine. So I honestly don't know. I really don't know. So pleasantly genuine. Thank you, thank you. Hi, guys. Seedles? I don't know how to pronounce your username. I'm so sorry, y'all. It makes me feel so bad. Oh, what do I think about the portal we've been going through? You'd have to be a little bit more specific than that. Are you talking about the shift, the planetary shift? I mean, we're still in the process of it. That's another thing. A lot of people get confused by semantics, and you just got to be more specific and tell me what you're talking about. If you're talking about the shift, the split, we're still in the process of it. Still in the process of it. What are orbs? Orbs are, well, little balls of light that float around in the video. And I don't really rewatch my own videos. Sometimes, like this right here, I'll probably watch this. I'll probably watch the playback of this. But like my tarot videos, I do not rewatch those. I do not watch my tarot videos at all. But I've been getting comments about orbs in my tarot videos for ever since I first started. So my top go-to reader, thank you, I appreciate it. Why does the full moon affect people so much? Why does the moon pull the water to shore? You know, how come the moon pulls the water? You know, well, you know what your brain's made out of mostly? Made out of water, more than anything. So you see the effect that the moon has on the ocean. Well, it's doing the same shit to your brain. That's the reason that people go crazy when the moon's full. So it's pretty simple, really. Now, why? I don't really know. You could speculate on that all day long. Is it gravity? Is it this? Is it that? You know, I don't know. You know, because you got all your flat earthers and your globe thumpers and people that want. I haven't heard much about that. I think that pretty much died down, though, the whole flat earth thing. I haven't heard, you know, a big tangent on that. So let's just forget I even brought that up. But yeah, essentially, that's how all of astrology works, really. It's just the moon and the sun are the two most extreme examples that you can point to the earth and say, hey, the sun's doing that. You know? Like, why is it so fucking cold? Because the sun is at a weird angle. You know? Why is the ocean higher tonight than it was last night? Because of the moon, you know? So that's why the sun and the moon have the biggest impacts on your personality, because your brain is a 3-pound gelatinous mass of mush that just floats around in this, you know what I'm saying? And it's, you know, it's affected by the moon and the sun, just like all the elements of the earth, like the leaves dying, you know, and all that stuff. Don't think it don't affect your brain too. That's what kills me about people that don't believe in astrology. Oh, that's just metaphysical shit. It's just metaphysical shit. Is that right? Like, I can sit and point to you, you know, the effects, and I can show you physically, I can show you the effects that the sun and the moon have on the earth based on their position, you know, the seasons and whatnot. And you're gonna tell me that you're just your little pile of mush that floats around up in your skull. You don't think that has any, you don't think that could be affected. You're an idiot, you know? Ah, you're so real, thank you. I'm just kind of regurgitating thought vomit. Come to France? Oh, it sounds scary, to be honest with you. I don't know. I hate to sound like this, but I've heard that I've heard French don't like Americans. I've just heard a lot of stories about that. Is it true? I don't know, but you know, you got to give me some, you know, see where I'm coming from, because that's all I've heard my whole life is the French hate Americans, you know. So yeah, let's see. Any annoying criticism in tarot reading and YouTube yet? I mean, the useless. What do you mean, Michelle? Annoying criticism? I mean, not really. The only thing that bothered me was the people trying to tell me that I was copying off of two different people. And I told you about the one person who just like, that was so weird and so random and so out of nowhere that it just, but the other one though, I didn't really talk too much about the other one. The other one, I'm not going to mention their name either, okay? I'm not going to mention names. I'm not here to bash anybody, okay? These people may be that low, but I'm not, okay? You're not going to hear me bash anybody publicly. But anyway, this other individual, honestly, is a big channel. They are a big channel, okay? Huge, bigger than me. But I had never heard of them. And they came to my one of my videos back in like, oh hell, maybe October, I want to say. and said this. They said, "I enjoy being the obvious inspiration for your channel." And at first I was like, cool, hey, thank you. And the reason I knew it was a big channel is because my analytics app, I have notifications turned off for YouTube, but for some reason, my analytics app notifies me when a big channel comments. I don't know how that works, but only when a big channel comments, I'll get a notification. Bing, this big popular YouTuber just commented on your channel. So I noticed that notification, so I automatically knew that it was a big channel of some sort. So I went to their channel and looked, and okay, it's another tarot channel. And then I'm thinking, wait a minute. So I went back to the comment, and I commented again and said, wait a minute, what do you mean inspiration? I've never heard of you before. I hope you're joking, you know? And then they said, I think it was a joke or something like that. And I was kind of taken aback by that. That was the first time I got accused of copying somebody. And I was like, okay, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Went and checked out this person's whole channel. We're nothing alike. Nothing alike. You know, like, the other person I was talking about is also another big channel. I guarantee you, if I said both these people's names, all of y'all know exactly who they are. But I'm not doing that because I'm not going to stoop to their level. But this other person, I could kind of see more like where people would maybe think that I'm copying off of them, because I do some things that are very similar to what they do. But I did not go straight to them and rip the idea from them. The things that they do that are similar to me, I've seen like 10 to 15 other channels do the same thing. But it'd be more understandable. That's not what pissed me off about that person. What pissed me off is how they turned on me out of nowhere, you know? But anyway, this other individual, though, thank you for the $5, Aquabella. Thank you. Happy New Year. This other individual, though, I had never even heard of. And then when I went to their channel, we are nothing alike. Like, there's nothing even remotely similar about the way we read. So I thought they were joking. And then I want to say the day after, or 2 days after, the first person last week accused me of copying them. This person came back to my channel again and said, it's so obvious that I inspired you. You're a copycat. And I replied and I said, this is the last time I'm going to tell you. I said, I didn't know who you were before the first time you came to my channel and said this same stupid shit. You're an idiot. Okay? They are. You're an idiot. I really, dude, I'm so tempted to say the name of this channel. I'm so tempted. I'm so tempted, because if you go to this channel, we're like nowhere near anything like. But then I have also heard, like, in between those two times, a lot of people came to me and told me that this individual does have a bad reputation for bashing other tarot readers. Like, they just have they're just a negative, shitty person in general. I don't know. I checked out a couple of their videos, and there's another thing I said. I said, I'm honestly not a fan. And I'm not. I went and checked out their channel, and I really don't like the way they read, don't like their energy, don't really like the vibe they give off. Hey, not bashing you, just not for me. You know, that's just not for me. But I do have a problem when I don't even know who the hell you are. I've maybe watched 2 or 3 of your videos and immediately decided, ooh, you know, even if I did know who you were, there's no way that you would inspire me to do anything, you know? So then they came to my channel again and said that again, and I'm like, I can't believe you. There's something wrong with your head. You know, you're an idiot. Anyway, I went on. No, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to stoop to that level. I will not. I will not stoop to that level. That's low, in my opinion. That's low. That's a low-ass level. If you're going to call out another, like, I don't care what you do on YouTube. If you're going to call out, like, especially, this is a community of things that we do together, you know. I believe in supporting each other. If I don't like you, or if I don't like your style, or I don't like your channel, or if you do something to piss me off, I'm not going to blast you out publicly. I'm not, okay? I have had people come to me. Matter of fact, somebody came to me when I talked about this the last time, and said it's a good thing that you didn't say the names, because I would have unsubscribed to both of them. I'm not going to do that. I'm not here to steal nobody's business. I'm not. You know, so I'm not. Okay, I'm totally done with this entire subject, okay? I'm not bringing this up again. Promise you, I'm done. Anyway, 39-minute video. Let's haters doing something right. Yeah, cool. It's whatever. I don't care. Anyway, I'll chit-chat for a couple more minutes, and then I got to go ahead and go. Hang on just a second. And then I got to go ahead and go. Something positive. Yeah, Melissa. Thank you. Talk about something positive. Glad you caught me. My moon sign is Virgo. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate your all's positive feedback on the song. I really do. And I know a lot of people, I knew that nobody was going to like hearing this, but I don't play music anymore. I don't. And of course, I had to have like 15 or 20 of you chime in like, oh, something bad happened in your past. No, it didn't. Music runs in my blood. Okay, let's just set the record straight there. Nothing bad happened in my past relating to music. Music runs in my blood. Okay, it runs in my family. The vast majority of the family that I grew up with, they are all musicians. And I've been playing guitar since I was 9 years old, okay? It's like riding a bike to me. It's nothing special. It's nothing, And I'm at the point now where it's just been a part of me for so long that it's not fun. It's not fun anymore. It's not fun. I can't help it, Yeah, most people, ZZ, most people said, yeah, I can tell you play guitar. Not only that, but I have one tattooed on my arm, and that's pretty cool how it has roots, because that is my roots, I can't deny the fact that I'm a guitar player. That'll unless I had some kind of severe brain injury, let's knock on wood, I don't want to jinx myself, that's never going to leave me, It's just second nature to me, completely second nature. I don't play music anymore, but for some reason last night, I wasn't in a very good mood. I was in a pretty bad mood, to be honest with you. And just out of nowhere, something said, put that song on YouTube. Alrighty, you got it, universe. Don't know why. That song was already on this channel a year ago. And then once it got really big, I was like, oh shit. People are going to hear that song. And a couple of people already did, actually. Oh man, come record it. I'll pay you this, and blah, 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 blah. I don't want to get hassled to get into the studio. I have no interest in taking my career in a musical direction at all. At all. I mean, at all. So, I grew up in southern Indiana. Right on the border of Louisville, Kentucky. So, right there at the southern Indiana, Louisville, Kentucky border. Right there, I grew up right there in that little universe. But going off the grid, hey, good deal. Have fun with that. Anyway, I'm probably going to go ahead and hop off here, y'all. It's a big old long video. Evansville? No, New Albany. I grew up in New Albany, not Evansville. Close by, though. I know where that's at. I know where Evansville is. Susan, all you got to do, go to Lunarium. Just go to Google and type in Find My Moon Sign. It's not hard to find this stuff, y'all. Not hard to find this stuff. But anyway, yeah, I appreciate y'all tuning in. I appreciate it. I just figured I'll probably chat more in between like the empty spaces where, not a lot of readings are coming up. I'll probably get on and just chit-chat because, y'all ask me to do it all the time. And I guess if I got that many people asking, I can't complain and say, oh, it's a tarot channel. Okay, well, if I got that many people asking, I'll do it. So, but I'm going to go ahead and get out of here for now, though, y'all. And I'll get the hump day reading out at some point. Can't promise when, but it'll be before the day's over, before the night's out. So, anyway, I'm out of here. Y'all have a good one.